What's going on, guys? I thought about making this video a while back, but I never carved out time to do it. So I haven't made a video in a while, and the main reason I started this channel was I wanted to help other resellers. So this video is how to sell thousands a month on eBay. There's a lot of resellers out there that are dabbling in it, probably a lot of you that are watching this video. So you're at a certain level in your business and you like the idea of maybe doing this full time like I do. And I know I was there at one point. I had a job, I was in college, and I was just selling part-time on eBay. And I would often ask myself, how are these people getting all this stuff? How are they doing so well? How are they selling so much? So that curiosity is what kind of drove me to get answers to those questions and go out and try to do it on my own. So I'm going to share with you a lot of things that I've learned over the years. And real quick, my name's Justin if you're new to the channel. I'm a full-time reseller. I've been doing this for 10 years on the books, like full-time for 10 years. So I'm pretty good and well versed at being able to get inventory, move inventory, and things like that. So I'm going to share with you the most important things that I've learned over the last 10 years to scale a business to where you could sell thousands of dollars a week and actually make a living doing this. So the first thing we're going to talk about is focus on revenue over profits. Now that seems like a silly idea because you're in this for profits, but you're making your money on the buy anyways. When I go and buy things, I know about a range of what I can sell it for. And even if it's a wide range, like if I know that an item will sell for $50 to $100 and I get 10 of them at $15 or $20 each, well, even if I sell them at the low end at $50, I'm gonna make a good profit. And that's important for this topic of focusing on revenue over profits, because my main goal is to get revenue in each week. In my case, to run this business and pay for these buildings and my help and things like that, I need to generate thousands and thousands of dollars a week to keep this thing going. I'm focusing on revenue over the profits. Obviously, I'm profitable. Obviously, I want to make profits. It took me a long time to learn this. I was very stubborn about what I would let items go for. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely hate lowball offers. They drive me nuts. And if I have an item listed for $200 and somebody sends me a question, would you take $100? Most of the time I won't even answer the question because it literally drives me bonkers. But that being said, if a reasonable offer comes along, if I have an item listed for that same item listed for $200 and then I'm going back and forth with somebody about it, then I'll be more inclined to make a deal with that person to get the revenue coming in today instead of a week or two down the line for an extra 20 or 30 bucks. One is very important. It's get your average sale price up, right? For instance, if you're able to get to $10,000 a month and you did that with 200 items, your average sale price is $50. So we can only do so much. Like me, for instance, I'm selling about 200 to 300 items a month, which isn't that much, but my average sale price right now is around $100 or more. So even if I only sell 200 items and my average sale price is $100, that's $20,000 in revenue. You want to work on your average sale price, because I know at one time when I actually learned about this concept and started following it, my average sale price was around $40. And now I've been able to get that up to around $100. How do I do that? I do that just by sourcing better and getting higher end items. I've networked and just made good deals that help me get my average sale price up. So that's very important. You always want to work on the average sale price, keep an eye on it, and find ways to increase that number. The next thing is probably the most obvious one. You want to increase your number of active listings month over month. I don't say week over week because sometimes we get busy in life. And if you have 500 listings on Sunday, I'm not telling you the next Sunday you need to have 525 listings. That's unrealistic, and a lot of times we're selling a lot during the week, so you got to kind of stay ahead of the curve, which can be hard because we have our normal lives and things come up. So I say to focus on this month over month because that's a more attainable goal. If you have 500 listings at the 1st of December, maybe you could have 520 listings at the 1st of January, which that's a more attainable goal than me trying to tell you to do that week over week. But that's a slow growth, and that's fine. That's how I've done it over the years, and it's worked out well for me. You just grind it out when you can and list what you can, and just try to keep an eye on the number of listings you have, because it's easy mental note to say, This is the most listings I've ever had, it's 500. Man, maybe I could get to 600 in a couple of months. Because the more listings we have, the more sales we're going to get. For instance, a good healthy store is going to generate about 1% of daily sales. So if you have 100 items listed, you're going to sell one item a day on average. The next thing we can do to generate thousands of dollars in sales a month is lot up cheaper items, and this is kind of like coupled with getting your average sale price up. But time is money, and then your average sale price is important because we're small businesses. We can only do so many items in a month, and you want to make those count when you can. So let's say I buy a huge lot of video games. My process is I'm going to go through the games. Any really good games I'm going to sell by themselves, and then I'm going to lot up the rest, or I'm going to put the rest with a console. And another quick example, I bought a massive CD collection several months ago, and I've been going through that. And the way I've been listing it is any CD that I can sell for $20 or more, I've been selling by itself. And then all the other ones I put in piles. And then let's say I get like a stack of 6 Beatles CDs that are averaging $10 a piece. I'll grab that stack of 6 Beatles CDs, and then I'll list it for $59.99 free shipping, instead of listing each CD for $10. Now the next one is very important as well, and it's kind of the last topic we're going to talk about, but I got a lot of subtopics to touch on with this because it's kind of a loaded topic. So you want to drive traffic and sales to your eBay store. Now how are we going to do that? You can add best offer to your older items. I don't like best offer because lowball offers really annoy me, as I mentioned earlier. So I don't typically use this very much, but sometimes I'll go back through to very old inventory, like my oldest items that have been listed on eBay. They've been listed for 200-300 days, something like that, even longer sometimes. I'll go to those items and add best offer because obviously they're not moving. So I want to kind of give them spark of life and give people opportunities to send me offers, because stuff like that I've had for a long time, I'm more inclined to sell it for 20, 30, 40, 50% off and just get rid of it. Next thing you want to do is promote listings, which the promoted listings is expensive, but basically what I do is I run a promotion for promoted listings about every 30 to 40 days. I'll end my old one, and then I'll start a new one. And basically anything I've listed recently within the past few weeks, I won't promote because I'm going to give it a chance to sell organically. So by doing it every 30 to 45 days, I can go back in and kind of like promote the listings that aren't selling over within a month, and then keep the ones that are newly listed unpromoted, because we're obviously trying to keep our overall fees down. The next thing you can do is send out offers, which honestly, this is one of my favorite perks that eBay's added over the years, over recent years anyway. The ability to send out offers to your watchers. I try to do it every day. Some days I get too busy, but if you can do that at least 3 or 4 times a week. And yeah, like a lot of people aren't going to accept your offers. If I send out 100 offers, sometimes it'll drum up like 1 or 2 sales. Sometimes I get lucky though, I'll send out 50 offers and get 3 or 4 sales out of it. And it's kind of cool too, because I believe the offers are good for 48 hours. So a lot of the times you'll get people accepting your offer a day or 2 later. And another thing it does is it sends them a notification if they have their notifications turned on, and oftentimes it sends them a message or an email as well. So by doing this, you're basically doing marketing by sending reminders to these buyers like, hey, this is an item you're watching, and here it is at an even better price. So that's one of the best ways to just drum up weekly sales. Another one is kind of silly, and a no-brainer really, just answer questions. What I notice is a lot of times I'll get a question on an item, and it could be an item I've had listed for several months. I'll get a question on the item, I'll answer the question, and then it will sell later that day to a different buyer. And I'm sure you guys have noticed this as well. And another thing is very, very important, customer service. I can't believe in these Facebook groups the way that people talk about customers. It drives me crazy. Like, without your customers, you don't have a business. You need to treat these people like absolute gold. And I know that sounds crazy, but like, I get a lot of negative messages and people angry, and I just kill them with kindness. And I honestly treat people the way I want to be treated, because this is my business. This is my baby. I want to take care of it. And part of that means treating people like human beings. And sometimes people get angry and they send you a rude message, but it's your job to bring them back down to earth. Now, if you're trying to do your best and people are being unreasonable, you want to take the high road, because oftentimes it'll lead to an investigation with eBay. And if they're being unreasonable and unruly and name calling, and you're being professional and keeping the messages very like short and sweet, and you want to write everything like eBay's gonna read it, be very very thorough in what you say, and that'll get you a long way in this business. And it'll allow you to have a lot of negative feedbacks removed, and it'll allow you to avoid a lot of negative reviews just by treating people like human beings and working with them. And a good example on the flip side is I shop on eBay a lot. I'm a sports cards collector, so right now I'm buying sports cards on almost a weekly basis on there. A lot of times the sports card I have, I'll find several different people selling the same sports card. And if I'm looking at a buy it now price and I get down to 2 or 3 of them, I start to look at the seller themselves, like, because I want to make sure I'm going to get my card in the mail quickly. So I start to look at reviews, right? So if seller A has a 99.9% positive and seller B has 96.8%, I'm definitely going with the better seller, right? And part of that is I know they have good customer service based on this positive feedback review. So me as a buyer, I actually look at something like that, and the way you can get more sales is to keep that feedback number up and treat people like human beings, treat people the way you want to be treated. And that's really all it is, the golden rule. And the very last thing we're going to talk about in this video, sorry, I know this is a run on, it's a lot of information though that hopefully you guys can implement into your business. Use the promotional tools. Now, a lot of you might not even have dabbled in this, but it's very important. There's a lot of good tools in there that you can use. So some of my personal favorites are a coupon code. I have that going right now. You can set a coupon code in your store. You can select the items you want to add the coupon to, which I like to do, because if I just listed the item yesterday, I'm not really trying to sell it with a coupon code. But anything I've had listed for maybe 20, 30 days or more, I'll add like a 10% coupon code. And every time I do this, I get a huge influx of sales. So I like to do this about every 30 or 40 days. I'll go in, pick hundreds of items and add the 10%, 12%, 15%. And I even went more aggressive. And I like the way it does it, because when you set up a coupon code and you want to select the items, it shows you them in chronological order of when you listed them. So at the very first ones you see are the oldest items you have on eBay. So that made it really easy for me to do my last coupon code. I did 25% off, and I went through of any item that I had listed for over 200 days, and I added 25% off of those items because they've been on eBay for a very long time. And that's helped get rid of a lot of old dated inventory in the last couple of weeks. That coupon code is huge. 25% off is a big savings. And another good one is a markdown sale. And that's when you see the price slashed out and it shows you a cheaper price. So you can do a markdown sale. You can pick the items you want to do, or you can do your entire store. But that's always a good one. I usually do 10 or 11, 12% off on my markdown sales. And another one doesn't really apply to me because I'm selling a lot of antiques, collectibles. So I have these one-off items, but I have used this in the past for other items. You can do bundle deals, right? So you could say if you buy one at $10 or two, you get them for $9 each, or you can buy three and you get them for $8 each. So then people are buying three for $24 instead of one for $10, which if you're paying shipping, it can actually kind of even out. When you're selling more at a discount, you're actually going to make more money on the sale than have just selling them one off and paying $4 or $5 shipping on each, if that makes sense. But that's everything I got to talk about today. If I missed something and you guys think there's more that could be added to this video, please drop a comment below to help other people out that watch this. And I make a lot of content on here. I usually go out sourcing and stuff. I've been super busy lately with Q4, and I bought a huge car audio inventory and I've flooded my warehouses. So I've been overloaded with work, and that's why I haven't made a video in a while. But I just wanted to share this one with you guys because it's one I've wanted to do for a while, about how to generate a lot of money on eBay, and tips and tricks that you guys can use to help you get there. So I hope you found something helpful in this video, and I appreciate you guys for watching. And if you made it this far, I really appreciate it. And sorry if my flow was choppy in this video and shit. It's been a long time since I made one of these, so bear with me through this process. And I hate editing these things, which is why I haven't made a video. I could crank these out all day, but to edit them is just time consuming, and time is money, like I said earlier in the video. And I don't make money off these YouTube videos, but I do appreciate all the support from you guys, and I hope you found something helpful in this video. But until next time, I'm gonna go get to work. Peace.